Hey friends, welcome again to the Alignment Space, and we welcome you in Jesus' name. We continue on our series on the call. The first part we spoke about the call being this burning bush of your soul. Today, as we continue on part 2 of that series, we focus on the call being persistent. If it is a call from God, it must be persistent, it must be overwhelming, it must be this unrelenting thing, this thing that never gives up. And therefore, let us go deeper into this thing called the call, the persistency of the call. God bless, and leave your comments, friends, on this very platform down here, and like and share the link, and God bless you. Bye-bye. And therefore there is that pulling force, and there is burning that goes on. Otherwise it's not a call. Now, 3 adjectives. It must be persistent, it must be perpetual, and I've forgotten the third one. It must be burning. I've spoken about it, right? Thank you. It must be burning, persistent, and perpetual. If it's a call from God, and friends, I'm sharing this not for the screening committee. I've got no business dealing with your chaplains or your MU director. I've got no business dealing with them. I'm dealing with you. I'm asking you to look at yourself and not the system. The system will take care of itself. If you are called, the system needs you, and it will suck you in. So if it is the call of God, it must be persistent. It must be overwhelming. It must refuse to be ignored. I've spoken about that. It must be unsettling, uncomfortable. Have you seen, mothers in here will know what I am talking about. When you are heavily pregnant, I know this because my wife was pregnant 3 times, and I observed how he turned and tossed as this thing grows bigger and bigger and refuses to be ignored. It becomes uncomfortable. Then she will slip on the side, then she will slip on the side, and she will face upward, and she begins to snore and choke, and then she turns again. She is uncomfortable because this thing is too big. When you are pregnant with the call of God in your life, and this thing is growing inside your soul, remember, the soul is the womb of your life. That is where the seed of the Spirit has been planted. And because the seed of the Spirit has been planted in you, you conceived and received the gift of God. And as you receive this gift of God, the womb is nurturing this thing within you that is called the call. And you continue to mark the books of children at the end of the year after they've written. You continue to lecture, and you continue to be the manager of the bank, and you continue to play hide and seek. And as you play hide and seek, you don't know whether the right or the left or face upward or do whatever. And how do I know this? Have you ever seen them? Have you ever seen them? Then they come, they try and slip on the left hand side, and they say, no, maybe I'm called to be a Sunday school teacher. Yeah. And then they go to the Sunday school teacher thing, and then they feel uncomfortable, and they say, okay, maybe I need to be the youth leader, and they go to the youth leader, and they slip on the right as the youth leader, and they try and they realize that these young people are not really appealing. And then they say, okay, I am gifted in singing, isn't it? I am actually a solo singer in the choir, so let me be the choir member. And I sit there and try face upward and sing and lead. And yes, worship will continue. But the satisfaction, this thing is sucking you in and you are uncomfortable. And they turn over and they say, I want to be a YMG. Because my mother was a woman's manyano, my father was a YMG, I also want to be a YMG. And they realize that that is not even helping. And then they go, okay, let me try and be the local preacher. And they preach once in 4 months, because the pulpit belongs to the superintendent. And we ain't playing with our bushes. And they try to preach. And then we give them Easter plan once in 6 years. And they realize this is not enough. God, I'm dying inside. And then finally, they say, I surrender. I have seen some of them going all the way to being lay leaders of synods, trying to find this thing and run away from these things. I've seen some of them. I laughed during the week. I was with the DG of the Gauteng Premier's office. And we were there to talk business. My goodness, the dude preached to me. And I thought, stood on his feet in a restaurant, began to talk and preach and talk and preach. He ran away. He's still running away. And I smiled inside me. I thought, continue, DG. Keep running. Keep running. Jonah, keep running. It will find you in the Premier's office. And they will throw you out very soon. Listen to Jeremiah again. Listen to him again. Oh, this thing burns like fire in my heart. It is shut up. Fire shut up in my bones. And listen to it. He says, I'm a worm, worn out, trying to hold it in. I cannot ignore it. That is the core. If it doesn't do this, my friend, okay, let me say, now that the director and the team are here, I'm giving you a dispensation. You are not ordained yet. You are still free to go through that door and say, I ain't coming. Because maybe you came here, you don't even have the fire. Maybe you came here because they sang nicely. Maybe you came here because you had the intellectual prowess to grasp the curriculum of the BTH and the honors program. But ordination, my friend, it is not just a technical, mechanical event that we do. It is deeply spiritual and mysterious. Not even the ordained ministers understood what they went through when they got ordained. And therefore, you are still free to say after this.